Hello, welcome to Spark Joy Astrology. I am excited to spark some joy into your life today as we go over Pluto's ingress into Aquarius. Oh my gosh, friends, this is a big deal, something that astrologers have been talking about for at least a year because we've already had a slight taste of what this is all about as Pluto did ingress into Aquarius back in early 2023. From March to June, we've had a toe dip into this energy, but now, as of January 20th, we get a much bigger taste as Pluto is in Aquarius all the way until September, but does retrograde back into Capricorn in the 3-month span from September to November. After November 19th, Pluto moves into Aquarius until 2044, so a 20-year transit. Pluto, small, mighty. It is a planet that moves very slowly, so it is a long transit whenever Pluto is venturing through a house. We last had Pluto venture into Capricorn in 2008. So wherever Capricorn is in your house system, you have gone through a deep transformation, a power up through challenging experiences that made you look at power dynamics, control dynamics, as well as empowering yourself to really look at the shadow qualities of your life and transform them, power up, level up into a new, empowered, rich version of yourself. And Capricorn represents the foundations of our lives. It is very much the structures, the authority, hierarchy, government, establishments. It also represents our ancestry, but it is the stability that we build our lives upon, being that it is an earth, feminine sign. It is about the physicality of life and how we actually bring things into the physical realms. So here in the last 15 years with Pluto venturing through Capricorn, you may have gone through a restructuring of your foundations, releasing unhealthy beliefs, experiences, relationships through this transit. We had cracks exposed in our foundation. And these cracks, when we face them and integrate them, really help us to power up. If you've ever seen the movie Encanto, it is an exact representation of Pluto energy. I highly recommend you watch it over this weekend if you have not, because it is a beautiful movie about a family, a magical family, which powers of magic are gifted to each child as they come into a new age, and each family member has a different power. One of the lovely family members has the power of destruction. She sees the cracks in people, right? For example, she has a sister that's really, really strong and is always helping people carry things. And her crack is that maybe she doesn't want to be strong all the time. And her sister sees this and talks to her about it and opens up this whole emotional part of her that she didn't even want to recognize before. So through looking at this, though, she empowers herself to actually care for herself, to take time to take care of herself rather than always doing chores for everyone else. So it's a beautiful example of how when we actually look at the shadow aspects of ourselves and integrate them, honor them, we empower ourselves. So Pluto, friends, is very much about empowerment, transformation. If you think of the butterfly, the caterpillar that goes into the chrysalis, turns into ooey gooey mush, totally transforms in the darkness, and then comes out a whole new being. So deep transformation is upon us now as Pluto moves into Aquarius. What exactly is the house of Aquarius? What sort of themes will come up with Pluto venturing into this place? Well, most definitely technology, friends. Lots of innovation around technology, forward thinking. Aquarius is about frequency. It's about a higher frequency. So this brings in technology, but also communication and spirituality as the highest form of technology. So this is a time where our collective consciousness will go through a deep transformation, right? And using Aquarian ways. So through technology, we will most definitely be facing our shadow as a collective, and really looking at how we become disconnected from our emotional selves through the use of technology. That will be a shadow aspect that we will work through in the next 20 years as a collective. But this is a beautiful energy in the other spectrum as far as collectively tuning us into our oneness. I love watching birds, small birds, when they become one giant organism as they fly together and move together. And this Aquarian energy, as Pluto moves in, is wanting us as a collective, as humanity, to learn how to fly together, unified with the rhythms of Mother Earth. So it's a beautiful chance, an opportunity for us to come into that oneness that those beautiful birds are able to tap into. So through communication, through up-leveling our frequency, our vibration, through using our mental capacities. This is an air sign, a masculine air sign. And whenever we're working with the element of air, we are working with words, with communication, with the inspiration that this energy gives us. And so it's a beautiful time to really work with the air element. An interesting fact is that on December 21st, 2020, we started a new 200-year air cycle when Saturn and Jupiter came to conjunct in Aquarius. So we've been working to ramp up this mental air element within our experience. And what is so interesting about the ingress of Pluto into Aquarius is that the moon will also be ingressing into Gemini right before the sun moves into Aquarius. The sun will actually usher Pluto in to Aquarius on the same day. It goes in earlier, and we'll get into those details a little bit later. But what is incredibly beautiful, friends, is the sun and the moon on the 20th move into air signs, and then Pluto does a few hours later. So this incredible air energy is even more amplified with the ingress of Pluto moving into an air sign. So 20 years of deep transformation when it comes to our mental capacities, the way that we think, the way that our mindset is focused, the way that we imagine, friends. Oh my gosh, imagination is an incredible tool of divinity. And here in Innovative Aquarius, our imaginations will be hyperdrived, golden energy shooting out of our imaginations. So an incredible time to write, to journal, to use your spoken word to really get deep into your imagination. Words are spells, friends. And an incredible woman that speaks really beautifully to this is Laurel Erica. She is someone who has really transformed the way that I've been using words lately. For example, I am a yoga teacher, and the word release is used a lot. But if you think about the word release, it's upping up to whatever you are trying to actually let go of, releasing, taking on. So I've been changing in my yoga classes when I'm really like there and actually thinking about these sort of things, to use the word let go instead of release. So these simple changes in our vocabulary that really work towards increasing our vibration. So if you haven't heard of Laurel Erica, go check her out. One of my favorite podcasters is Aubrey Marcus, and he has interviewed her twice now, and I've loved both of them very much. They've really changed the way that I think about the days of the week, even like have a great weekend. well, I don't want you to feel weakened. So instead of saying have a great weekend, I've changed my saying to I hope you enjoy your time off, your restful few days, or whatever really gets the point off of rest, right? Rather than weakened. How about have a great strengthened? So words as spells are most definitely something that will come into focus in this next 20 years. The ability to work into the higher realms of frequency, right, through writing. So automatic writing is an incredible skill to work with the air element, but really just increasing your vibration as a whole. So that is eating more delicious, wholesome foods. That is moving your body. That is starting your day with intention, with mindfulness. These sort of increasing vibrational experiences are really empowered through Pluto moving into Aquarius. Spiritual technology is the best form. So tapping into that creative brilliance that is flowing as all this mind energy is amplified. Speaking your truth, that is very much a part of this word alchemy that we are working into, really honing into big conversations as well as this ingress happens. What is really fascinating is that we have the day before the ingress happening, Mercury making a trine to Jupiter. This is supporting our truth and speaking our truth and having big ideas come out through conversation. The day before, on the 18th, we have Mercury making a sextile to Saturn. These 2 days, Thursday and Friday, these two aspects are aspects that Mercury is making for a third time, because Mercury retrograded, went forward, backwards, and forward over the same degrees. We had Mercury make these sextile to Saturn and trine to Jupiter 2 other times prior than this Thursday and Friday, getting us ready for this ingress of Pluto moving into Aquarius, really ramping us up for a new time, friends. Pluto is initiating a shift into a whole new world. A whole new fabric of reality is about to unfold, because Pluto helps us to transform into that butterfly, right? So starting a 20-year phase in a 250-year cycle. It takes Pluto 250 years to move around the entire zodiac. So slow but mighty, friends. So let's dive into a little bit more details on this particular ingress. As Pluto moves into Aquarius, Pluto will make it all the way to 2 degrees and 6 minutes of Aquarius on May 3rd of this year. And at that point, we have our friend Pluto start to go retrograde. And the ending of our year, 2024, will have Pluto at 1 degree and 3 minutes of Aquarius. So Pluto, moving very slow, does not make it very far into Aquarius this year. And we actually have Pluto ingressing into Capricorn, as I stated at the beginning, for 3 months at the end of the year. So whatever themes are percolating right now in your life, we will come back to them for those 3 months at the end of the year to really dot the T's and cross the I's, dot the I's and cross the T's, and really close this cycle. So very interesting that we only make it to 2 degrees and 6 minutes. And okay, so what is really beautiful about this particular ingress of Pluto moving into Aquarius is that the sun is ushering Pluto in. This is a moment to look at the cosmos and say, I see you doing something special. This is a beautiful nod to this new phase, this new world that the universe is unfurling in front of us. On January 20th, when Pluto makes this movement into Aquarius for the second time, we have first the sun and Pluto coming together at 29 degrees and 59 minutes of Capricorn. That is the last degree and the last minute. This is a very potent degree in the fact that it is the anaretic degree. This is tests, friends. So you may be feeling as if there is some heaviness upon you as this conjunction, this blending of Pluto and the sun come together. But it is a time where our sun, our vitality, our purpose, this beautiful life force energy is shining upon Pluto, the god of the underworld, the darkness. So oftentimes when Pluto and the sun come together, there can be a revealing of secrets. That's Pluto, the secret part, right? And the sun shining its light upon. So don't be alarmed if secrets come out at this particular time. But do know that these secrets are helping to empower you to richen your life through seeing them and acknowledging them. They may be intense. Pluto is the captain of intensity, but that is helping you to really fully power up, right? So at 29:59 at 6:46 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, the sun and Pluto come together. And I would love to read to you from one of my favorite books, along with many other astrologers' favorite book. This is The Archetypal Universe by Rin Butler. And he speaks to the combination of sun and Pluto coming together. So I wanted to share his words with you real fast. So here we go. Intense enthusiasm and drive, a connection with primal nature energies, the interplay of ego and shadow, the struggle for self-conquest, surges of creative potency, a ruthless and driving nature, urges to dominate and control others, a willful flaunting of one's sexual and shadow energies, obsessive self-expression and self-celebration. So from that passage, you can take that Pluto is the primal energy of life, that deep, shadowy aspects that can bring in obsession tendencies, control, manipulation. All of these things are very much prevalent with Pluto. Again, so that we can see the shadow, so that we can integrate and become even better as a whole being, you know, that whole spiritual bypass, like everything is sunshiny and happy and wonderful. No, friends, you have to be able to see the reality of life, that not everything is beautiful. There is darkness and all of these dark, obsessive qualities of life that can definitely take control of our lives. So here at this moment, 6:46 a.m., when the sun and Pluto come together, we can most definitely have an awakening moment. This is a revealing, an aha peak moment, most definitely. And it is followed up with the moon moving to make a trine. The moon is in Taurus, this feminine earth sign, wanting us to bring in a new reality, as Jupiter and Uranus have been working all year to really bring in a new template when it comes to how we show up in relationships, how we earn money, how we relate to the feminine energy as a whole on this planet. So here from Taurus, the moon makes a trine to Pluto at 6:56 a.m., 10 minutes after the sun and Pluto come together in that conjunction. Then at 6:57, 1 minute later, the moon comes to trine Pluto. This is an emotional power up time, friends. The moon representing our yin nature, the way that we feel, and really with this trine to Pluto is asking us to expand our belief systems in the way that we feel, right? This test moment of the 29th minute or degree in the 59th minute. Right here is a capstone from the last 15 years of Pluto being in Capricorn. So how do we feel about it? Check in at this particular time in the morning. And then 1 minute after that beautiful trine happens, the moon trines the sun, right? So hits Pluto, then comes to the sun. And in this particular moment, the sun and the moon making a trine is expanding the yin and the yang. This beautiful balance between the two is capable at this time. So an incredible aspect right there. And then 1 minute after that, the moon moves into Gemini, the lovely air sign, this masculine, communicative, commerce, busy bee energy, where our moon is now going to traverse for the next 2.5 days. But let's leave her alone now and come back to the sun. At 7:07 a.m., the sun officially moves into Aquarius, ushering in the Aquarian season. So happy birthday to all of you Aquarian loves out there. But also ushering in a path for Pluto to follow. So illuminating this beautiful path for Pluto to venture into this next 20-year cycle. How beautiful, how powerful, how purposeful. Then we have the actual ingress of Pluto happening at 5:56 p.m. This happens and starts a whole new time, a whole new age. Remember though, friends, that on January 20th, it's not going to shift all of your life quickly into this butterfly. It takes time. So knowing that where your Aquarius house is in your own house system will definitely give you the intel on what themes will be on the table for the next 20 years. I am so excited to feel this rev up in our cosmos. I will say though that I don't feel, we will feel this forward momentum for another month or two. February, we have some interesting transits happening that really push us into more forward momentum. And actually at the end of January, we have Uranus going direct on the 27th. And this will really help us to start feeling that forward momentum. It is an exciting time to be alive, friends. As Uranus does go direct on the 27th, that means all of our planets will be finally moving direct. So forward momentum towards your goals, towards this new fabric of reality is on the horizon, friends. And I am so honored to be here to be in this exciting moment as we transition and shift. So sending you so much love, and I hope you can use some of the tools as far as working with the air element to really hone in on your own personal development and transformation into that butterfly. I love you and sending you lots of joy, lots of light, lots of love, and also lots of darkness, lots of discovery. It's your truest potential. All right. Mwah.